Okay, the mom actually fainted?
성격 차이요.
Well. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Noona's Noonchi Reacts, where I react to some of your favorite K-drama scenes from a mental health perspective. I'm going to do another blind react per my creative video producer, who really likes this drama. It's on Viki, once again. So she has told me that it's about family and 4 kids, 4 adult children, and their marriages, mainly divorce. So I think that's interesting that there is a K-drama really focused on that, because you know how it is in the culture. We'll talk about that. And so the scene I believe she chooses for me is surrounding the 3rd child, who happens to be the favorite because she's a doctor and she's married to a doctor. So I guess there's some sort of family reaction that happens that she wants me to check out. So this is a blind react to, once again, a 100 episode family drama, which I normally like, so I would probably want to see this, but 100 episodes kind of, threw me off there. This is episode 24, toward the end. Let's see what happens, but I believe the 3rd child, the daughter, the favorite, has a conversation with her mom, and let's see how I react to that.
보나마나 그냥 잠만 드립다 자고 있을 거야. 약도 안 먹고.
Oh, I like that actor.
아이고, 그래도 내가 예정이 있지. 아픈 사람 나 몰라라 할 수도 없고. 그치?
The daughter's sick. The girl's sick.
정우님.
Mother-in-law.
언제 오셨어요? 아, 나이 때문에 나이 아픈 거 알고 오신 거구나. 얘가 오늘 병원도 병간해가지고 못 가가지고 제가 이거 죽이랑 약을 좀 사왔거든요. 근데 장모님 저녁 어떻게 하셨어요? 이거 제가 일단 금방 치우겠습니다, 장모님.
이게 뭔가 윤서방? 요즘 좀 왔어? 이게 뭐냐니까 윤서방.
장모님, 그러니까 이게 그러니까
나야. 네가 얘기해봐. 동거 계약서는 뭐고, 이혼 후 어쩌고 하는 얘기는 다 무슨 얘기야?
So one thing that my creative video producer told me is that everyone in the family, all the kids had gotten divorced. At this point, this is the favorite daughter, who she's a doctor, married to a doctor. I guess what I'm seeing is that something happened, so she's getting a divorce, and I guess the mom's finding out something shocking. When I see a cohabitation contract means they're roommates, so something shifted in their marriage, and maybe this is what the mom just discovered. So I guess the daughter is following along the lines of her siblings, unfortunately. 4 kids, a lot, getting all divorced. Okay. First of all, that's a terrible way for a mom to find out, just saying. Of course, they ended on that note. Okay, so we'll move on to the next scene on the next episode.
이게 뭔가 윤서방?
Okay, continuing on to episode 25. The mother-in-law shocked finding this cohabitation contract, because I guess they're roommates and their marriage is no longer.
왔어?
She's gonna yell now.
이게 뭐냐니까!
I think I'd react the same way.
장모님 그게 그러니까요.
That's kind of shocking.
우리 이혼했어, 엄마. 뭐?
성나이.
이혼했다고 우리.
Why is he looking shocked? I guess they weren't supposed to share. It's a big deal.
아니 그게 무슨 소리야? 아니, 니들이 왜 이혼? 니들이 왜 이혼을? 니들이 왜 이혼을 해? 니들이 왜 이혼? 그게 엄마 잠깐. 니들이 왜 진정해?
Slightly dramatic, but I guess from what I've heard, because my creative video producer really likes this, is that everyone had already gotten a divorce and she was the child that maybe was the model child because she wasn't getting a divorce or in a divorce, and then apparently the mom finds out the worst way possible, which is they covered it up, got a divorce, which I'm trying to figure out how many months, when you get a divorce, it takes some time, and then hid it from her, and then she finds out by accident. I think that's a pretty terrible way. So yes, Korean dramas like to dramatize, and mothers like to show that, oh my gosh, I'm gonna faint. But I'm assuming at that very moment, she had that one hope that parents tend to have, that despite some disappointment of the kids, the one person or one child that she put all her hope in was shattered. It's a very Korean thing, right? I mean, you could have 4 kids and maybe not all of them turn out the way you want, but that's one girl who happened to be a doctor. Maybe that's why the husband's a doctor, but then ends up getting a divorce. And I'm thinking at that moment, she's like, no, this is all shattered. It's a big deal in Korea, more getting divorced than it is here so much. But even here, there's a stigma too. It's more common to get a divorce, but I think my take is, and I'm going to find out why. I'm assuming we're going to find out what happened, and I guess I'm curious. But judging from the mom's reaction, it's something that is devastating for her. Now, I haven't seen the rest of the drama, so I don't know, but pretty devastating. And to find out by mistake like that is awful. Now, what's this? Oh, I guess they're all finding out. They're divorced on social media? That's interesting. Now he's the girl who just told her mom.
언니, 엄마 쓰러졌어. 지금 응급실로 가고 있어 우리.
Okay, the mom actually fainted? Okay.
왜? 엄마가 왜 쓰러져? 엄마 쓰러졌대.
쓰러져?
나야.
엄마!
엄마 괜찮아? 엄마. 진정제 맞고 잠드셨어. 과호흡에 경련까지 와서.
그러게 내가 말하라 그랬지. 시간 끌수록 엄마 충격만 더 커질 거라고 했어 안 했어? 왜 말을 안 들어? 저먹어 왜?
They knew about it.
죄송합니다 형님. 너도 마찬가지야 임마. 어떻게 상황을 이렇게까지 만드냐? 어? 야 우리 엄마가 너 얼마나 예뻐했냐? 나쁜 자식 정말 씨.
So that can really happen. Let me just say, there are some traumatic reactions that can happen where someone can faint. And, we like to see this in a Korean drama, of course. So that might be a little dramatized, but I don't know how realistic that is that they faint unconscious. But I've seen it in very, 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 very big natural disasters. I'm not downplaying this, but I'm just saying that this is just a drama, right? So the fact that she obviously was traumatized that they bring up, this is a big deal for her to hear this. And I guess he was also her favorite son-in-law? That's what it seems like.
왜 말을 못해? 어쩔 거냐고 이제?
좀 조용히 있어. 아버지.
장인어른.
Oh no, 아버지 didn't know either. Oh, I like that actor. I'm gonna tell you something here. A fundamental issue that I see in traditional Asian families is hiding the truth to protect one another. While the intentions are good, there could be more harm later. So for instance, your parents or family members not telling you something to protect you, but you find out, because after a while, lies build up, right? And something happens like here, where they had gotten a divorce secretly and the mom found out by mistake, and the dad, apparently. So obviously they were trying to protect their parents is what I gauge, and vice versa. I've seen parents not tell kids that they have cancer, and then the kid finds out. That's pretty devastating. But my whole point is, let's not perpetuate the issues we have in communication. So if you really are going through a difficult time, or you know that you have to tell your parents or family members something hard, take some time to do it, but don't cover up the truth, because at the end of the day, something will happen. This is how anxiety in a family, conflict grows. I'll give you an example. Shoving things under the rug, the elephant in the room, right, that no one wants to discuss, but you know what I'm talking about, that feeling of no one's talking about this, it's super hard. Well, the more you don't talk about an issue, the more it builds. That is just communication 101. Unfortunately, in Asian families, this is a classic example, They cover it up to be, here's what I'm sensing: filial piety, duty to the parents, obligation, protecting parents. We don't want to disappoint them. Yeah, divorce is disappointing, but it does happen. I don't know the reasons. Maybe we'll find out, but we have to understand there's reasons behind the divorce. So that's not what the issue is here. The issue is here is how they didn't share with their parents. So I'm not harping on the divorce because, again, things happen. And I'm working with marriages and couples. I understand that. But I don't condone keeping things a secret within the family. And this is a classic example. And obviously the mom fainted, right? Now the dad's in shock is what I'm seeing.
둘 중에 누가 바람 폈냐?
아니요.
아니요.
그럼 돈 사고야? 누가 보증이라도 섰어?
그런 거 아니에요.
아닙니다. 그럼 이혼 사유가 뭐야? 너 그동안 잘 살았잖아. 지금 와서 이혼한 이유가 뭐야?
I want to know too.
성격 차이요.
뭐?
뭐?
사람들이 성격 차이로 이혼한다고 그럴 때 참 우습게 들렸었어요. 핑계 댈 게 저럴 게 없나. 성격이야 다 다르지. 근데 그게 너무 중요하더라고요.
이 자식아. 그런 이유로 이혼할 것 같으면 네 엄마하고 나는 골백 번도 더 헤어졌어. 서로 조금만 좀 봐주고 살다 보면은.
얼마나요? 그러는 동안 너무 힘든데, 너무 외로운데, 너무 불행한데 언제까지 봐주면 해결이 돼요?
That's sad.
못할 짓이에요. 고문이에요 서로한테.
I'm sure there's more, but let me pause it for a second. You hear the reason for divorce from like celebrities, irreconcilable differences. I'll be honest, just like she said, I would think it's funny. And the dad saying, what? You get over a divorce over that? I think my honest truth is there's more to it than personality. Let's just say it. It's probably a divorce thing you check off on a contract. Irreconcilable differences, personality differences, maybe in Korea there's another category. And you do have to pick a reason from what I know. But the truth is, reasons for divorce go beyond that. This is not about me being judgy. It's just in my experience from working with families, as well as the parents and then the couples. Of course I see personality differences. We're different people. But I don't believe that's the main reason. That's what she said, but already she gave something away. She said it's lonely and miserable. It sounds like there's misunderstanding over the way someone communicates, or maybe perhaps over time, because you can get lackadaisical in a marriage, right? Just kind of complacent. Maybe over time, personalities overtook communication and the way someone communicates became a factor. But it's not personality. Does that make sense? The person doesn't change. You don't marry to change a person. You change over time, sure, but your personality should remain the same. Does that make sense? Personality is like outgoingness or introvertedness or being, intuitive, Noonchi, right? Having no Noonchi, that's personality, or the way you're type A to compare to someone who's laid back, your temperament, that should not change. But perhaps what's changed is maybe the way that they have shown care for each other, because she said loneliness. So that gave something away to me. So it's not personality. And the fact, honestly, he looked sad. So again, I don't see anger. And if it was something very superficial, I might see that. I think it goes much deeper than that. And that's just my assessment. And I know, so this may sound judgy, but I don't believe that you necessarily get a divorce because of personality differences. There's always something greater there. And just so you know, the father asking whether or not it was over divorce or money, another reason why I don't hide things from the family, because assumptions go immediately to the negative. Like, why did they keep it a secret? There must be something more than what they're saying. Does that make sense? So if you want to avoid all those negative assumptions and the parents worrying more or the kids worrying more, be upfront and let them hear it from you the way you want to present it. Like, I know this is hard for you, but I'm getting a divorce because XYZ. Don't let them assume. And then they're still going to assume, but at least they heard it from the get-go. Does Does that make sense? And then it's a little easier to convince them why. So let's see if I can wrap up the scene.
죄송해요, 아버지. 실망시켜드려서 정말 죄송해요.
Okay, let's end there because I want to say she said something. The reason why I say this is so hard, the filial piety, the duty to our parents is so strong, we don't share things out of fear of disappointment. I see this as a consistent theme in the family that's not healthy. We need to break those patterns. In the end, you actually end up disappointing someone more when you're not truthful. Even though you think that's not the case, it is the case. So I think it would have been easier. The dad would have still been disappointed because that's normal. You're going to be disappointed if your child gets a divorce, but tell them up front so there's less emotion surrounding it. Okay, that's my 2 cents. What a great scene. I know there's more now. I really want to see more because I see this son-in-law, which I'll just stop here because it was a long scene, that the son-in-law is getting up to say something more to the dad. There's much more to this than personality differences. That's my 2 cents. So thanks for watching my second blind react to, once again, a 100-episode drama that I think I'm going to have to check out because it's just up my alley. Please don't forget to subscribe to Noona's Noonchi and join me every Friday for a new react video.